The perfect you for energy. The perfect you for energy somatic tracking exercise. This exercise is the best for when you have no more symptoms. I believe you have no more pain or very little pain in your body. If you've been on the no pain program, you will have to believe that your body is working the way it should and that your body or your structures is not responsible for your pain. As with a 5-step plan somatic tracking exercise, we always start with the breathing and we finish with the breathing and the affirmations. Now that you are comfortable, you're in your safe space where you do your somatic tracking exercises, you have grounded yourself and you're becoming one with the environment. If you're ready, start with the breathing, and it's that slow in breath through your nose, 5 to 6 seconds in breath, filling up your lungs, and you're thinking of that health and goodness, those nutrients filling up your body on that in breath. And then as you breathe out, you're breathing out all the anger and the negativity and the guilt and all the feelings, anxieties that you don't like. That's what you're breathing out. And you do the breathing for about 3 or 4 minutes. So as with the 5-step plan, we always start with the breathing and we finish off with the breathing and the affirmations. So it doesn't matter how long or how short your exercise are. You start with the breathing and you finish with the breathing and the affirmations. Now that you've set up, you are in your safe space, you are in the area where you feel comfortable, where you are not going to be disturbed. You've grounded yourself, you've become one with the environment, and you are ready. Then we turn to our breathing. Remember, it's that 5 to 6 seconds in breath, filling up your lungs with the goodness, the nutrition, the health, and then the 5 to 6 seconds out breath, the anger, the guilt, or the anxieties, you're breathing out. And you do that anything between 3 to 5 to 10 breaths. You're just settling yourself. If we think about energy, we're always looking at where do we find this energy? This energy is not inside an organ. It's not inside your body. It is around your body. It's like that aura that's around your body. The same with your brain. It's that space around your brain, around your heart, around the blood vessels. So that's where energy is. You think of it as with the sun. The sun is blasting out all that energy. That energy is in that empty space from the sun to the earth. That's where the energy is, in that nothing space. We can't see it. It is just there. When we start with this exercise, we start right at the top of your head, and you are going into that space around your brain, because that's where your energy lies. Every time your brain open and close, it's just pulsing. It's like that stone that fall into the water. It's sending out the ripples, and that's what's happening with every breath, expanding, contracting, expanding, contracting. So it's pulsing in that energy. So you are going into that space and you are zooming in from that space into your brain. You are just watching your brain with amazement how perfect this structure is, how perfect your brain is. And you are just observing it. You are just marveled by this amazing structure. And then you spend that time there in that space around your brain. And then from there, you're going into the cerebral spinal fluid that runs down your spine all the way to your lower back. And you start right at the top and you go down your spine and you are following that fluid. You are around that fluid because that fluid is also responsible for feeding your discs. It's pushing out the nutrients to your discs and to the tissues around the spinal fluid. You are just watching it. You are just marveled. You are zooming into your spine and you're thinking how amazing these structures are, how amazing your body is, that everything is working the way it should. Everything is perfect the way it should be for you to work. So you are following that space all the way down to your lower back. You can go back up again and start from the top again. I like to go first to my heart, and you are just in that space around your heart, and you are just watching your heart. You are in that empty space where the energy is. Because the same with that water ripple, every time your heart beats, it is pushing out a frequency, and that's where the energy is. And you are just tapping into that. You are pushing that energy back into your heart because that's what it needs. And you are also amazed at your heart how perfect this structure is, that is feeding your whole body with blood, and it's constantly pumping. You don't have to control it, it just happens, and you are just amazed with that. From there you can go anywhere, around your lungs, around your stomach, your small intestines, all the way down your liver. You can use any organ and just go and watch it. You are just in that space where the energy is. We go back to our neck and we're going to go down the right arm. The amazing thing about our arms is when you focus on your right shoulder, your brain projects over to your left shoulder as well. That is why you never say, I've got a bad knee. This is my bad knee, because it projects it over to the other knee as well, even if you don't think of it. But that's what it do. Because in your head, you've only got a knee. It doesn't matter right or left. It is a knee. A knee is a knee. A shoulder is a shoulder. An elbow is an elbow. You call it what it is and not what it not is. So that's why you can zoom in onto that right side of all the nerves going down, how it's feeding your fingers, how the blood is going down. It's feeding every joint, and you stopping, same as your vertebra, you stopping at each joint, each muscle, and you just marveled at how that energy from the blood is going into every muscle, every joint, and how perfect they are working. When you're busy with somatic trackings and you feel like you've just lost concentration because something happened and your mind goes, then I always go back to my breathing. Focus on the in-breath, visualize that air going into your lungs, filling up your lungs, and the out-breath. And then you carry on from where you were. You go back to your left elbow. You are carrying on from where you were before, and then you focus on that. You can stop at any point. You don't have to say, I'm going to start at the top and I'll finish on my toes and I have to do that. You can stop wherever you feel like I had enough. I'm going to do the rest tomorrow or a bit later or whatever you decide. But we go back to our breathing and our affirmations. So you go back to your breathing, do a couple of breaths where you just visualize that air going in, filling up your lungs. Visualize the air going out, emptying your lungs, spilling out the negativity and the badness or the not niceness. And then you say to yourself your affirmations. I am safe. I am healthy. I am perfect. I am amazing. Because remember, when you are around your heart or around your brain and you are zooming in and you will marvel at how amazing this structure is. But this structure is you, and you are amazing. And that is why you have to tell yourself how amazing you are, how well you are, how safe you are. I am safe. I am healthy. I am amazing. And you thank yourself for the time that you could spend by yourself. with yourself and how you become one with yourself, with the environment. And then you finish off with the 10 times I love you, and you say your name because you want to make it personal. Now, if you think of it, this is actually a very easy somatic tracking exercise because it's got the start, the breathing, then it's got the perfect you, where you just go around every piece of your body and you are just amazed at this energy that you are sending. Then you finish off with the breathing. Enjoy the perfect you somatic tracking exercise because you are perfect and you are amazing.